From Star Wars to Avatar, the science fiction genre is known for showcasing unbelievable gadgets, vehicles, and cities that are completely out of this world. These movies feel like pure fantasy. However, all their science fiction might not stay fictional for much longer. Scientists and engineers in the real world are at work developing insane inventions that can rival the gadgets of the silver screen. Today, we're going to hop into our DeLoreans and zoom into the near future, looking at cyber chefs, futuristic fashion, and literal cyborgs, as we take a sneak peek at some inventions of the future that will soon be available to everyone. Sci-fi movies are full of future automobiles that put our cars to shame, from Doc's DeLorean to Luke's X-Wing. However, real-world automobiles are becoming more and more futuristic thanks to new cutting-edge technologies. A device like an augmented reality display, for instance, is already available in some form, but is expected to be used more frequently in automobiles over the course of the next few decades. This incredible technology projects a ton of data directly onto the windshield in front of the driver, transforming the windscreen into a holographic smart device. The road in front of you can be scanned by augmented reality using their built-in cameras to create a digital image that can be interacted with. Then, visuals are projected onto the windscreen at an appropriate angle for the driver's eyes, using a laser and optical fiber system. Amazing things are possible with these photos, such as overlaying a perfect racing line onto the tarmac to indicate where you should drive for best effectiveness. These cameras also continuously scan the road for any possible threats, alerting you to things like vehicles pulling out in front of you or pedestrians crossing the street. By scoring your driving as you go and letting you compete with your friends, a tech startup by the name of Ray has developed an augmented reality display that can transform your regular commute into a video game. And while doing that might sound like a bad idea, the Ray will grade your driving skills, awarding you points for following traffic laws, stopping at red lights, and maintaining a safe speed. While this is great, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a little let down that it doesn't also award points for stunt jumps. By inserting a tiny microchip into your palm, you can transform yourself into a cyborg, a practice that has grown in popularity over the past 10 years. These microchips are the same ones seen in electronic tickets, bank cards, and digital house keys. Once your implant is connected to your internet accounts, you can use a wrist motion to buy groceries, unlock your house door, and access public transportation. The microchips, unfortunately, raise some major privacy issues. The chip manufacturers, in theory, put safeguards in place to follow you whenever you use the gadget, recording nearly everything you do, and your whereabouts at all times. Many wannabe cyborgs have created their own homemade cybernetic modifications due to privacy concerns. Jerry Jalava, a software engineer, lost the tip of his finger in a motorcycle accident back in 2008. Jerry was given the option to replace the limb with a standard prosthetic. He ultimately chose to utilize one that included a USB stick instead, using it to store pictures as well as a couple different software applications. Similar circumstances led to the removal of Rob Spence's eye in 2007 due to an injury. Rob made the decision to install a working camera in his empty socket so he could use it to record his documentaries rather than replacing the eye with a typical prosthetic. To demonstrate that he couldn't covertly record anyone without their permission, he equipped the camera with an on-off switch, a 30-minute battery, and a blinking red light that lights on whenever he starts filming. That's a wonderful gesture, Rob, but couldn't you have made the light green instead of accidentally making your prosthetic 100 times creepier? What would you prefer to have, a thumb drive in your index finger or a digital camera in your eyeball? Cybernetic enhancements may seem extreme and unsettling to most of us, but if they become more legitimate and commercialized in the future, it seems conceivable that they will become a part of everyday life. Please let me know what you think in the comments section below. Many people today adore the rapidly developing realm of virtual reality, but playing VR games at the moment still carries the risk of motion sickness, crashing headfirst into a wall, and inadvertently killing Granny. The technology is undoubtedly still in its infancy, but a ton of gaming firms are now working on some crazy new innovations that could eventually usher in a new era of realism for virtual reality. With the amazing Emerge Home device, you can interact with virtual reality content and actually feel it in your hands when you grab something in the game with the Emerge Home. The device's panel will send a series of ultrasonic waves, which are sound waves with an excessively high frequency. These sound waves reach your hand at a frequency that is too high for humans to hear, mimicking the sensation of touch. VR games are now far more intense and realistic thanks to this technology, which enables players to actually feel whenever they pick up a weapon, high-five a teammate, or hold hands with their virtual girlfriend. Unfortunately, the business hasn't yet made the gadget available for public testing. And since the panel can only detect your hand if you hold it within 3 feet, it forces players to remain seated. However, other VR technology is made to allow the player a little more freedom. Users of the Omni One treadmill can walk, run, crouch, and jump in virtual reality. The user wears a set of special slip-resistant shoes and a harness that holds their body fixed in place, allowing them to move on the Omni One without really moving. The treadmill has sensors that detect this movement and then transmit it to the virtual persona. The technology is very amazing, but sadly, some individuals find it a little too immersive. Looks like an intense workout though. I immediately recommend a container of chocolate ice cream, a Hugh Grant romantic comedy, and a hug to anyone who is suffering from a broken heart. Going to a qualified medical practitioner is definitely preferable if you have a true cardiac condition, though. Pacemakers are currently used to treat many heart diseases. These tiny implants monitor your heart and shock it with electricity when it begins to beat erratically, resetting the muscle's rhythm. Pacemakers function well, but they need to be surgically replaced every 7 years when their battery dies. A team of researchers from the universities of Illinois and Washington have created a new, cutting-edge pacemaker replacement that, among other fantastic features, enables people to detect heart attacks using their smartphone. The gadget is a heart-shaped metallic mesh sleeve that is custom-fit to the patient. If it notices an abnormal heartbeat, the gadget will automatically shock your heart, just like a regular pacemaker. However, the gadget can also run on electricity generated from your heartbeats. This is made feasible by the lead zirconate titanate used in its construction, which has the intriguing property of producing a little electric current whenever it is subjected to physical stress, by the heart's pumping in this instance. A small rechargeable battery that powers any necessary cardiac jolts, as well as other intelligent tasks, is maintained with the help of this current. All of this is linked to a smartphone app that continuously shows your body temperature, blood pH level, and metabolic rate. Amazingly, this can indicate that you are having a heart attack even before you experience any physical symptoms. Then, it goes without saying that every second matters when someone is experiencing cardiac arrest. These days, there really is an app for everything. Let's just pray that our hearts don't give out before the device enters the market, as the technology won't be available for at least another 15 years. Currently, the majority of us keep our perishable food in regular refrigerators, which are outdated devices that can't tell us the time or the outside temperature. Fortunately, we won't have to put up with these junk items for much longer, as the top companies in the world begin to create smart refrigerators with incredible features. Currently, fridges that can scan their own contents and keep track of the food you put inside of them are being developed by LG, Samsung, and Amazon. These refrigerators will feature touchscreen displays that can suggest meals based on the components you already have, alert you when you're starting to run low on specific items, and let you reorder them. You won't ever run out of milk again thanks to technology. But how does it function? The idea is that the food packaging that you put in the refrigerator will be chipped with an RFID tag. An RFID tag is a scannable tag that is increasingly being used by food manufacturers to manage stock and shipping because it can be scanned using radio waves without the need for a direct line of sight to a barcode. The refrigerator can constantly maintain an accurate inventory of the food by scanning these RFID tags in the food packaging. That is wonderful, but can they also describe the bizarre substance that is growing in my vegetable drawer? Then they are useless to me if you say no. These smart refrigerators may be quite amazing to some people. They do, however, face competition. This enormous container of slime functions as a refrigerator without power or ice to keep your meals chilled. Instead, you're relying on a massive blob of biopolymer gel to keep your food alive in an environment with no air circulation. The refrigerator is odorless, noiseless, and portable. You must, however, spend the entire day watching your meal float about in a tank of green slime, which may cause you to lose interest in food. The refrigerator looks fantastic, but many online users have questioned whether the design is actually feasible. They have asked what will happen if the gel gets spilled or loose crumbs in it, and they have also questioned whether the fridge can actually preserve food since there are no motors to actively cool the contents. The inventor has been exceedingly evasive regarding the claimed biopolymers' workings. As to how they would produce these nanobots, or how they would extract the heat from anything placed inside without emitting their own. Well, it seems the designer is counting on the engineers of tomorrow to work out those minor things. Let's continue on the virtual catwalk to see some more cutting-edge outfits. The 3D printed Cryptide sneaker from Cintratex may represent the future of footwear. It is made entirely of a unique polymer called TPE elastomer. Because the TPE is unevenly thicker and thinner, some areas of the shoe are hard, while others are supple and flexible. This indicates that the shoe is both cozy and exceedingly quick to produce because it can be printed out in its entirety without the need for stitching or gluing. The scaffolding-style sole on the Cryptide makes the sneakers exceptionally comfortable. However, you might require some footwear that is a little more robust if you want to Star Trek through the snow. Designer Eric Brunt came up with a very sophisticated pair of shoes known as the Flux Snowshoe. The shoes become flat as you step down on them, increasing your surface area and allowing you to stand more securely on top of deep snow. The shoes, however, become flexible and fold in on themselves as you lift your leg, allowing you to walk with a more natural gait. Although the sneakers can't knot themselves or allow you fly through the air, they do provide us a glimpse into the future of fashion. The Flux snowshoes solve the difficulty of walking on icy terrain. When you watch science fiction films, the future looks far off, but because of how quickly time passes, the world can sometimes literally change in a blink of an eye. A set of contact lenses that zoom in when you blink twice was developed in 2019 by a team of scientists from the University of California, San Diego. Your eyes emit distinctive electrical signals that correlate to each movement when you gaze up, down, or blink. The contact lenses are made of polymers that expand when an electric current is applied, and the electrodes in the lenses track and react to these electrical impulses. The polymer lenses form slightly changes and their magnification rises when the lenses detect a double blink, allowing the wearer to see everything as being 32% larger. The lenses and other variations like them have already been constructed in an early stage, but the researchers are currently working out how to make them from gas-permeable plastic, the substance utilized in routine interactions. This delicate plastic allows oxygen to enter the user's eye, enabling them to wear contacts all day long without risking vision loss. Although there are many uses for these lenses, both cool and spooky, it will probably be a while before they are made available to the general public. Therefore, your mother will still need to squint every time she receives a text message in order to read it on her phone. A team of researchers from the University of Tokyo created a brand new innovation back in 2016 that transforms our skin into a light-up display. The gadget basically consists of an adhesive strip covered in LEDs that may be used to show characters like letters, numbers, and emoticons on your skin. The lights can wirelessly connect to other smart devices, alerting you if someone is ringing your phone or banging on your door. The adhesive display connects a set of electrodes adhered to your skin with a strip of conductive gold paste. The LEDs on your hand, which are powered by a flexible battery, will get the information from these electrodes after they have read your heart rate and blood pressure. An elderly patient's life could be saved because the device detects low blood pressure and displays a warning to remind you to take medication. These medicinal functions may turn out to be quite beneficial in the future. The gadget's social capabilities do, however, appear to be rather less useful right now. We get why you're thrilled, man. You shouldn't have to say it out loud. The Air Ring is a portable air purifier. Despite having the appearance of a futuristic neck brace, the gadget is a portable face mask that draws air from the outside, filters out pollutants and viruses, and then blows clean air back into your face. Currently, air pollution has a role in the deaths of 7 million people annually. And as industrial cities expand, this issue is unlikely to be resolved without significant effort. Therefore, it could be advisable for you to wear a futuristic air purifier like the Air Ring in the interim. Before the outflow, the air is sent via a long carbon filter after being passed through a set of particle-absorbing foam and being sterilized with UV light. Depending on how safe or antisocial you want to be, it may be fitted with a variety of removable masks, ranging from partial face screens to a huge hood. Even though the air is hazardous, it's still important to look outrageously fashionable in a variety of hues. Thus, light-up air purifiers like the Air Ring may soon become the biggest fashion trend. Humans will always need to eat and drink until we can develop the ability to plug ourselves into an outlet to recharge. However, we might not have to cook in the future. When Molly Robotics showed a robot that can prepare your food using its 2 enormous hands in 2015, the culinary community cried holy moly. The appliance will pour, swirl, and sear its way to culinary perfection since it comes pre-programmed with thousands of recipes from award-winning chefs. The robot can't yet prepare food since its designers are hesitant to give it a knife, but it can identify specific ingredient containers and the contents they are supposed to hold. You can enter your own recipes using this customizable recognition on the touchscreen of the device, enabling the machine to precisely and autonomously duplicate Grandma's wonderful spaghetti. However, the level of beautiful perfection in the CGI render you're seeing here isn't quite there. Although the actual version isn't quite as attractive yet, the most expensive model does cost a staggering $340,000. Still, no one ever said that life in the future was inexpensive, and if you're craving futuristic food, this is the best there is. As strong as human bones are capable of being. The truth is that breaking an arm or a leg could happen to anyone with just one fall down the stairs. Thankfully, exoskeletons, huge mechanical outfits that are intended to increase our strength and speed, will soon be able to help us fortify our frail bodies. The Guardian XO is a full-body, battery-powered, rechargeable exoskeleton that can boost the wearer's strength and enable them to effortlessly lift up to 200 pounds of weight. Lifting vehicles or leaping over buildings is not permitted by the Guardian, and such kinds of feats are still in the future. To allow a person to comfortably lift a refrigerator or a small couch, it makes use of its complex array of 120 ultra-precise body sensors. You may get this amazing piece of technology right now. However, the average consumer cannot afford to rent it at the present cost of $100,000 per year. Furthermore, it's more appropriate for relocating houses than for rescuing the world. Other exoskeletons, however, were developed with more charitable intentions. The Rewalk is a lower body exoskeleton that enables paraplegics to walk, stand erect, and ascend stairs. 4 strong motors in the exoskeletons, hip and knee, are engaged when the user tilts their upper body in various directions, giving them a great deal of mobility. Although the Rewalk costs up to $85,000 per unit right now, its developers have started to make the technology available through some types of medical insurance, and are working to gradually make it less expensive. So maybe the amazing invention will spread quickly and improve the lives of thousands of people. Fridges, shoes, face masks, and robot chef arms have all been discussed so far, but we haven't yet discussed the most significant sci-fi creation of all, Robot butlers. Elon Musk and Tesla revealed the creation of Optimus in 2021. A bipedal robot butler that will perform tasks that people don't want to undertake. Musk claims that by 2027, when it will be made available to the general public, for a mere $20,000 the robot should be removing our trash and mopping our floors. The news is very exciting. However, some experts believe that Elon's promises are very fanciful, pointing out that Optimus now walks awkwardly, and that it will take decades for it to fully mature. Whenever the Tesla's bot releases, it appears that a futuristic world populated entirely by robots is now only beyond the horizon. Nevertheless, even if such were the case, do we really want robots in our homes? The CB2, a robot created to imitate the physical and mental capacities of a 2-year-old, is this malicious child. The 4-foot-tall bundle of terror was created to test the hypothesis that, by interacting with humans and observing how they interact with one another, a robot AI may gradually learn social skills. It employs advanced processors to capture and analyze data, including 197 touch sensors under its skin, and eye cameras that can capture and comprehend facial expressions from humans. The CB2 is said to have learnt to walk since its conception in 2007 and has begun to understand social conventions, apparently developing to react appropriately in social circumstances. Using its built-in artificial vocal cord, the robot's developer anticipates that it will soon be able to teach itself how to talk in brief sentences. Although this technology is quite amazing, even if it were to become widely used, I'm not sure I'd want it in my house. No matter how intelligent it is, it doesn't matter. If it calls me Dada, I'm throwing it out the window. Although we've examined some bizarre sci-fi inventions today, we haven't examined the cutting-edge materials that will be used to create them. While plastic, metal, and concrete currently govern the globe, future creations will be made of a different, revolutionary substance called graphene. Atoms make up everything in the cosmos. You, I, and the air we're breathing right now are all formed of layers of interconnected atoms, yet graphene is one of the rare materials made of only one layer of carbon. This implies that a sheet of graphene is approximately 1 million times thinner than a piece of paper, which, when combined with the material's strength, gives it some incredible capabilities. Due to its strong hexagonal structure, which is almost 200 times stronger than steel, graphene is currently the strongest substance ever known. Even if you covered a football field in a sheet of graphene, it would still weigh less than a single dollar bill, due to the material's incredible lightness and strength. The single-layer hexagonal structure of graphene makes it an excellent conductor of electricity, 1,000 times better than copper and 250 times better than silicon, the material currently used in computer circuits. Graphene has enormous promise, but sadly, scientists can only produce little amounts of it at a time, due to how expensive it is to manufacture. Graphene is currently one of the most expensive materials available, and we have no idea how to efficiently make large quantities of high-quality graphene. That's unfortunate, but it doesn't mean the miracle substance is completely worthless. In order to make hybrid materials that are exceptionally strong, light, and conductive, graphene can be combined with metal or concrete granules. This means that a small amount of graphene can significantly improve vehicles, electronics, and structures by enabling the creation of faster computer chips, lighter metal panels, and stronger walls. For example, graphene can be added to a huge mound of iron dust like this to make a composite that is far stronger than conventional iron. It's undoubtedly a good start, and scientists are gradually figuring out how to efficiently mass-produce graphene so that it can be used on its own, as the wonder material becomes more affordable to produce. If this development keeps up, we'll soon be able to create a wide range of incredible inventions that'll change our lives and truly propel humanity into the future. Which technological advancement are you most eager to own? Do you have any other upcoming plans that excite you? As always, thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below.